Hi, everybody. Good evening. Welcome to your 2.5 to 2.9 review video. So this will help you for your assessment that'll be on Wednesday to Thursday. And this is for my pre-algebra classes. So periods 1, 2, 4, and 5. So if you're an algebra person, bye. Actually, no, watch it. It'll help you. So I'm going to go through the 5 different topics that'll be on your assessment. So the first one is proportional relationships. Then it's identifying the type of slope and slope-intercept form, graphing lines in slope-intercept form, writing equations from graphs, and then solving equations just as a review. So here we go. Every new color of slide signifies a new topic. All right. So now the first thing that you'll be asked to do on your assessment is comparing different types of proportional relationships. So for example, this first one asks if Miss Vanna or Mr. Samario travels faster. So obviously for Miss Vanna, we know that her number is 5. So she can travel 5 feet. Okay, wow. Wow. Not a good start with the writing. 5 feet per minute. Now, to look at Mr. Samario's, I know that we don't see where there's like a 1 minute, but remember what we've done in class? We can divide these two to figure that out. So I know 6 divided by 2 is 3. So this man can go 3 feet per minute. Now, because Ms. Vanna can go 5 feet, Mr. Samario can go 3 feet, Miss Vanna can travel at a faster rate, obviously. I also skipped a slide, so let me go back. Another thing that you'll be asked to compare is you might have to look at tables and graphs. So again, we're looking at Sam and Bobby to see who travels faster. Let's start with Sam. We know that in 2 hours, he can travel 20 miles, but I want to know how far he can go in 1 mile so I can compare it to Bobby. Again, you're just going to use division. So I know 20 divided by 2 is 10. So little Sam here can go 10 miles per hour. Now, to look at Bobby's, I'm going to find where it's 1 hour on the bottom here and trace it up and over. Now, because this is halfway between 0 and 18, I know 18 divided by 2 is 9. So Bobby can go 9 miles per hour. Now, if we're comparing 10 and we're comparing 9, obviously Sam can go further in that same amount of time. So when you're looking at proportional relationships to compare them, find the unit rate for each one. So how many words can they type per 1 minute? How many feet can they go per 1 mile? No, that was wrong. How many miles can they go per 1 hour? And then you can compare the two. Moving on, the next thing that you'll see in your assessment is identifying the different types of slope. So if I'm looking at this one, because this is increasing from left to right, this is positive, and this one's decreasing, going downwards, so that's negative. Yikes. Now remember, when it has that horizontal line, think about what we did in class. Like it has no hill, it has 0 hill, so this is a 0 slope. And this last one, again, think back to the story about Sod and the squirrel. If it's going vertically, you can't travel like that. So that is undefined. So it's going upwards, that'll be positive. Downwards, that's negative. Horizontal line, there's 0 incline, 0 hills. So that would be 0. And then a vertical line is undefined. You can't travel vertically through the air. You cannot levitate. Okay. Now, this is slope-intercept form. You will be asked to write out this entire equation from memory. It will not be given to you. This y equals mx plus b. You just have to memorize it. Y equals mx plus b. M represents your slope. That tells us how we move. B represents the y-intercept. That's always our starting point. So again, you will have to know all of this by memory. You just got to memorize it. This will carry with you all the way until you graduate high school. So just know it, love it, memorize it. Y equals mx plus b. Next topic, using that exact form, is how to graph a line in slope-intercept form. So for this one, the first thing we'll be asked to do is identify M and B. So remember, this is M, this is B. Okay, wow, you cannot see that. M, B. So M is 2 or 2 over 1. Okay, wow, I'm not used to this. Travel back to remote learning. And then B is a positive 1. We always start with our y-intercept. So I'm going to come up to a positive 1. And then if my slope is a positive 2, which I know that's 2 over 1, I'm going to go up 2, over 1, up 2 over 1, connect with a line with arrows. And then my kids know once you finish that, line, arrows, and then you dab on the haters. I'm not going to dab down here because I feel like Scott's going to yell at me because this is 2016. Okay, bro, calm now. Okay, if you made it this far into the video, congratulations. The secret code for the formative is a star with a 17 in the middle. So if you on your formative do a star with a 17 in the middle, you will get a secret prize. Don't tell your friends because you should be rewarded for watching this video. So one more time, if you do a star with a 17 in the middle anywhere on your quiz, you will get a special prize. Okay, that's all I have to say about that. Now I need to erase it. All right, moving on. Next equation for us to graph. Again, here's M and here's B. So I'll fill in my M value. My slope is -1/2. My y-intercept, my B, is -2. That's also going to be the very first point that we start at, this -2 right here. Now, because my slope is negative, I'm going to be going down 1 over 2. Down 1 over 2. And then I will connect with a line and then dab on the haters. Duh. Okay, last graphing review. We've got M and we've got B. So our slope is 4/3. Our y-intercept is -4. So we will start here at -4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And because our slope is positive, we're going to go up and over. So I go up 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1, 2, 3. And then you connect with a line. Okay, moving right along. Now we're going to look at part 4, which is when I give you an equation with a graph or a graph of a line, you need to write the equation. Okay, sorry. My brain is not functioning. If you can see on my computer screen, it is 9 o'clock. So here we go. Now, on your assessment, it'll actually look just like this. The reason that we put B first is because usually that's the easiest thing to grab from your graph. So like right here, I see that my y-intercept is 3. That's where it crosses the y-axis. And I also know it's positive, so I'm going to put +3. Now, to find my slope, we just need to figure we go up how many and over how many. So I see that I go up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. So that means my slope is 2 over 1, or just 2. Now, when you write this in the equation, it'll be y equals 2x, because it's mx, plus 3. So y equals 2x plus 3. Let's try again. Looking at this graph, let's grab our y-intercept first. So, oh my gosh, it's 3 again. What the heck? That was my bad. It's 3 again. But for this one's slope, I notice that it's going down. So to travel from this point to this point, I go down 1, 2, 3, 4. And then over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, when I put that together, don't forget the negative. It'll be -4 over 5. Well, let's put it in our whole equation here. And I'm going to show you what to do if you ever forget how to write that. So I've got y equals mx plus b. Let's erase the m and put in the slope that we have. So I know that that's -4 over 5. And then I'm going to erase the b, and I'm going to put in our y-intercept as identified above, so +3. Do not forget to put the x in there because you will lose points on that. That's part of the equation, so you need it there. Okay, last topic. Now, this is a review from earlier in the chapter about solving equations, but it's something that we kind of just need to review and make sure that we're good to go on. Okay, I can also see that my husband left the TV on for this video, so that's great. All right, looking at this one, we've got variables on both sides. So remember, 4y and 7y, let's move our smaller one first to the other side. So the opposite of a positive 4y is a -4y. And notice that I'm lining it under my like terms. When I move from left to right, these cancel out. I bring down my 2. 7y minus 4y is 3y, and I still have this -10. So I'm good to go with my variables. I already took care of those. Now I need to move this -10 to the other side to combine it with the 2. The opposite or the inverse of -10 is +10, +10. Those cancel. 2 plus 10 is 12 equals 3y. Now, your very final step to get y by itself is to divide both sides by 3. So I've got y equals, and then what's 12 divided by 3? I feel like I'm in class again, just like quizzing all of us. Oh my gosh, it is 4. So your solution is 4. Sheesh. Okay, last one. When you see an equation like this, please don't be intimidated by how much is like involved there. We'll just go piece by piece. So this right here is distributive property, which means that we're going to use multiplication to distribute this 2 to each piece. When I do 2 times 3x, that gives me 6x. Bring down the minus sign. 2 times 1 is 2. And then I haven't touched anything over here, so I'm just going to rewrite it. Now, again, I have variables on both sides, but if I'm looking at 6x and 11x, I know 6x is smaller, so let's subtract that over to move it. Now, these cancel out. I am going to bring down this negative 2. And when I do 11x minus 6x, that gives me 5x, and I still have plus 3. I have not touched that yet. I already took care of my variables, so now I need to move this plus 3 to the other side to combine it. The inverse or the opposite of plus 3 is minus 3. Those cancel out. Now, if you're on a number line and you're at negative 2 and you take away 3 more, or you can also think if you're $2 in debt and then you lose another $3 in debt, now you're $5 in debt, which sounds like Mr. Patel. Negative 5 equals 5x. Final step here, divide both sides by 5 because it's attached to your variable with multiplication. The inverse multiplication is division. And when I do that, a negative 5 divided by 5 is negative 1. Okay, so quick review before we shut off the video. For your formative on Wednesday through Thursday, the first thing you'll need to do is compare proportional relationships. So looking at a table, an equation, a graph to see who can go further, faster, etc. Remember, the key to success with the table is usually you have to divide. When you're looking at a graph, you need to find where it's 1 on the bottom, trace it up here, and go from there. If you've got an equation, here's your constant of proportionality. That's easy. We looked at the types of slopes. So we've got positive, negative, 0, undefined. Slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. Know it, memorize it, love it. I'm even going to bring in my slope-intercept form t-shirt and put it on Tyrone so you can wear it. M is always your slope. It tells us how we move. B is your y-intercept. That is your starting point. You need to know how to graph in slope-intercept form. Quick tip is to make sure that you highlight or circle this part here, which is always your exact first point on your y-axis. Okay, so when I go down to here, highlight this, notice it has a negative. That'll be your first point on the y-axis. Looking at an equation, looking at a graph and writing the equation for it, and finally solving equations. So make sure you get your stations packet done. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget the secret code from the video. Put it on your quiz tomorrow. Good luck. Thanks for tuning. Please like, comment, subscribe. And now I'm going to stop talking. Okay, bye.